Steve Gamache here with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product video on the Richmond Artifex bread knife, 270 millimeter. This particular knife has, this line of knives is composed of a Swedish AEBL, a stainless steel with really nice fine grain properties that sharpens really well, almost like a carbon steel. Great steel. Heat treat rating is about 61 Rockwell on that steel. This is a monosteel blade, so it's constructed of the same material. There's no cladding on it, so it's all AEBL all the way through and through. The label on the knife, Mark does a nice job of telling you what these are, so it says AEBL on it to let you know what steel it is. The weight on this knife is 5.9 ounces and pretty light for a longer bread knife. The length is right around 270, 10.6 inches as advertised, and the overall length is about 15.3. The spine is pretty thin knife, and the spine over back up here is about 2 millimeters. We thin out a little bit off of that. Pretty much hold a lot of that all the way through the blade till we hit the very tip. The height at the heel here, back at the heel, is 39 millimeters tall. And the handle, some of them are made out of G10 composite. This one might be a slightly older one that's composed of a linen micarta. Either way, these handles are just totally bulletproof and nice fit and finish on them. Nothing fancy, but real good finish on the blade. There's no gaps here. I can't feel any metal. These are nicely done on the spine and relieved back here. Nice grind to them. So these are really well done. The edge on this knife, if we can get the camera to kind of kick in here, and it's just really shiny, but the edge on this, the scallops on the edge or the serrations are more pointed than they are on, let's say, the Tajiro DP bread or the Mac bread. So this has sharper points on kind of a more traditional serrations on it. And from what I've heard on some of the forums, people do say if you've got harder, crusty breads with real hard crust, this goes through them better than the wavy serrations, the less pointed serrations on, let's say, the Tajiro bread knife, the ITK, I should say, bread knife, just for example. So this has a nice curve or belly to the blade, which makes it appropriate for a lot of things. You can use this on melons, all kinds of stuff besides bread. But just a real nice knife. It is quite sharp out of the box and goes through bread like nothing. Does not leave really much in the way of crumbs at all. So real nice performing knife. Fairly stiff knife. It's got a little bit of flex because it is so long and thin, but it's just a real nice knife. So there you have one of the top bread knives on the site, the Richmond Artifex bread knife, 270 millimeter.